What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play here on the Amplified Console Edition. Now, last episode, I'm not sure how long the last episode ran for. I've not actually edited it yet, but hopefully you enjoyed it and the complete redstone mess that I made of it. Now, I've not done any more tinkering around with it as of yet, because I'm recording this one straight after finishing the last one. But what I did forget to do at the end of the last one is to pick a project for what to do in this episode. So once again, I've ended up hitting record with no idea what is on the agenda to do. But let's head over to the cottage to go press the button to see what we're going to be up to. Yeah, I've definitely not done anything in between episodes because I've literally just pressed record again to start recording. So we'll go see now. Let's hop down here. Ouch, don't break my leg. I'm not too sure what these ones are all about. So I think that was where I was moving everything over. Okay, so let me clear my inventory first. Should have this. So get rid of you, get rid of you. Yes, blaze rods and coal blocks, that's from making all the fireworks. So obviously them ones got left behind. There was one that I was meant to be adding, which was suggested to me by one of my friends, which I've not actually added yet. So what we will do quickly is grab one of you. Oh yeah, I've got it on classic crafting from the making the fireworks. Doing it in the console crafting menu, it was just a ridiculous mess. And then we'll go to the anvil. And he suggested that we do a haunted house out of one of the woodland mansions. So we're just going to do WW Woodlands Mansion. And that will be that project. So we'll put that into our dropper before finding out what we're going to be doing next. Like I said, if you've got any suggestions of things that you want me to give a crack at, let me know in the comments and I'll throw it in the dropper for our activity list. And we are doing a Netherwart farm. So once again, I've got zero preparation made for this. I have no idea what sort of scale, what type of design, or how to go about it. But I'm sure that in between this and the next cut I'm obviously going to have to make, I will figure something out. As opposed to locations for the Netherwart farm, I would actually like to start getting buildings and stuff built within our fort walls. So perhaps we actually make a building for our Netherwart farm in this area. I think might be a good idea. Which means I'm going to have to design it around the aspect of fitting in with the theme of this area. But yeah, let me have a tinker around with some... I know very little about the Netherwart mechanics, and the only thing that I'm aware of is that they grow on soul sand and they could be washed off with water, so I'm assuming that's a route that we can go. Or piston switching to shake the ground to make them pop up. I am aware that you could pick up Netherwarts or any items using hoppers underneath soul sand, so we may implement that into it. But yeah, I'm going to have a tinker around in obviously a test world yet again to see what I can come up with, and it will definitely be placed in a building somewhere within the confines of these walls. In between this and the next cut as well, because it will probably be a day or so before I do any more recording. I'm going to be putting a ceiling up there to hide all of that dirt, because I'm coming in and out of here quite often. I'm going to have to do some lighting as well because it's got very dark since I covered it all up with that redstone shenanigans up there. So yeah, in between cuts I'll get all of that done and I'll show you a bit of improvement and a Netherwart idea. So I'll see you back shortly. Welcome back, guys. Now we're over here in the Nether at the moment because I need to see if I've got any spare soul sand from where I've dug out the area. Otherwise, we're going to have to go hunting for some soul sand. I've been playing around in my redstone test world, and I've actually created 4 different variations of farms. Have we got any soul sand? We've got a lot of nether brick. Soul sand, soul sand, soul sand. Nether brick, nether rack. A lot of magma slimes, a lot of magma blocks, a lot of quartz. 3 stacks of soul sand. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be enough or not. The planting areas, basically the farm that I've ended up creating, the one that I want to use, is a 7x7 platform of soul sand done in modular form, stacking upwards. So I will end up having to dig out an area, but I'm not sure how many layers that I actually want to do. So I think I should really still go off and hunt for some. Get a potion of fire resistance first of all, just in case we end up in lava. I'll quickly give you a fly around here, show you that I've dug it all out. I used quite a lot of TNT in the end to clear out the ceiling, and we're just waiting for that project to come up in our project giver over at the cottage. But where's our best way out? Come on, same as Spike. Thank you very much. Okay, we should have a ladder over here where I've been collecting lava from. Over here. And there we go. Yeah, the farm I've created is not that way that I want to go. Is a 7x7 planting platform using the minecart elevator as our way of transporting. It's an incredibly lazy farm design, to be honest with you. It was the 4th variation of farm that I ended up creating. Let me get some ender pearls. And it actually ended up being the best one. There we go, there's some soul sand. Thank God for that fire resistance. So let me just collect up some soul sand and I will meet you back over at the fortress. See you in a sec. And we're back again. Just heading over to our fortress area from leaving the Nether. I managed to get about 6 total stacks of soul sand, which should do us for a project. I've got to take this platform down after we've done the fireworks show. It's going to bug me if I don't. So just excuse me while I tear this down quickly. Shouldn't take 2 seconds, it's made of sandstone. Okay, we want to be on that one there. Yeah, I made quite a bit of progress on the ceiling and the inside of there. I'll show you the changes that I've made quickly. The reason how comes I brought you back before I've started progress on the building is because I have 0 idea of where to actually place the building. So I thought we could go through that process together, considering that it drives me insane. But I spent probably around about 2 or 3 hours on this room this morning. I had to bring all the walkways going around in, so it covered the top of the storage system, so all the redstone eventually behind there will all be hidden away. I tried so many different versions of hidden lighting. As you can see, you've got the fire ones up on the things. They weren't really giving off enough light, so I done the frames with the half slabs with the torches going around, evenly spaced. I've saved a back section here because I want a water feature, like a water fountain or something along the back wall, or some sort of mosaic pattern, considering it's a very bland wall and it's the first thing that you sort of see when you come in. I also went ahead and removed the T section of this because what kept on happening is I fly in here a lot from going back and forth from places, and each time I was flying in here I was flying and just hitting that railing, and it was getting a little bit annoying, and from how far it had to come out, it ended up coming up to about here before it then went left or right, which means you come off the end of the stairs about here, which was just, it may look a little bit better with the T section, but for usability sakes, considering that I'm going to be in and out of this room a lot, it just seemed worthwhile me going ahead. It's just some few mob jobs that I got while getting the soul sand. I thought that I might as well do function over form a little bit, considering I'm going to be using this area like really, just a lot basically. The ceiling, it goes in 2 different layers. I've done a circular pattern in the middle. Eventually, after I decide what to do with the exact center, I want some form of big chandelier. Now, I'm not sure what to do the chandelier out of. You could use the glass panes, which will look very good, but I don't think it will fit in with the style of this build. Sorry, so I was thinking about doing like a big wooden sort of chandelier with maybe the firelight in, so not like the chandeliers just using the fence posts, but using the logs coming down from the center and then the logs going out with the big firelight in as like a main centerpiece. I think would be pretty good. But yeah, I've done all the hidden lighting going just above because this area was very dark, and I'm trying my best to get rid of torches. As you can see up here, although they are torches, they're very decorative torches. I got rid of all the torches along the banisters. All of this area up here is unspawnable anyway, so the moody lighting doesn't really matter. The fire lighting under there, I'm tempted to swap out for glowstone because these particles coming up are driving me insane, and the sound when you're near it, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's quite loud to me, so I may switch that out for glowstone or redstone lamps, not too sure. But moving on with our project today, I'm trying to decide where to put the building. Now, the farm itself is actually going to be majority underground. I'm going to have to dig out an 11 by 11 square, and then the top building will be, I'm not sure what they used to call it back then. It's places that you used to get your like drugs from, basically, not bad drugs, but medicines. Yeah. I think it's called an apothecary. Yeah, I think that's it. An apothecary sort of shop. That obviously, the Netherwart being the main ingredient of our potions, I thought having a shop based around that would be a pretty good idea, but I'm just trying to decide where to put it. We're going to have the main walkway from the fortress coming down, and then the Tower of Power idea that I've got, I want it to be centered probably around about here. Probably a bit closer actually, probably about here as like a focal point. That's for like another day. And so if our pathway would stretch down here, we obviously don't want it in line, so our pathway is probably going to be running along here and then running across over to that gatehouse. So we want it just off of the pathway, then another pathway can obviously go down that way. So I think probably about an 11 area here. Is that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. I think that's an 11 by 11. Double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12 wide. So let's block you in by 1. And then we should have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, yeah. Now, depending on how many levels I want of this, I'm not sure if this is going to be too far away. The pathway should cut across. No, this should be fine. Because the shop itself at the top doesn't actually have to be as big as the farming modules. So, yeah, this area is going to have to be dug out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to decide how many layers I want to do, and then I'm going to dig it down to that length. After I've built the first couple of modules, I'll bring you back to run you through how it all works. So again, I guess I will see you shortly.
And we're back, guys. Now I've gone ahead and I've dug out a fairly deep hole for our farm down there. Now I've averaged out. I've worked it out to be approximately, I think I'm going to have 10 layers of it. So you've got 7x7s of what you said, a creeper. You've got like 7x7s of the soul sand, and I'm surrounding it with red concrete just so it's aesthetically pleasing when you're in there. We'll hop down there and I'll show you how it's all going to work. Ouch. Honest with you, I should have really. I completely forgot that I need to get water for the dispensers. Yep, as I do. I had a bit of a issue down there. I sort of dug into a massive cavern system, which I still got to go through and light up, but I sort of had the odd creeper here and there, which is quite annoying after a while when you're trying to build. Alright, there we go. Just need to go over to the water. Do that. Okay, we've got so much crap on us. What don't we need? Yeah, as I was going through, I was picking up random bits of rubbish off of mobs that I was killing. Don't need you, don't need you, don't need you, don't need you. And that should be enough for our 8 buckets to give a demonstration. Yeah, it is. Okay. I was hoping to do this during the daytime as well. Mainly because it's easier to show you and explain what's going on. So let's see if we can sleep quickly. Ouch. There we go. One of our villagers, one of the librarians, have had a little wander about and fallen into our rabbit pen. And I'm not too sure what to do with him. Because he's stuck like our horse. Our horse wandered in there as well. So yeah, he's apparently just looking after the rabbits now. He likes watching them jump up and down. Easily pleased. Now, this is an extremely lazy man's farm, I'd put it as. Because you don't actually have to stand up or walk around to plant and I'm just taking loads of damage. Yeah, to plant it basically what we're going to do, this minecart elevator, the simple one where you left click to go up and you just drop straight down it, that's going to be our way in and out of here. This is going to be our collection system. Now, the last 3 versions of a farm I built, I used tremendous amounts of hoppers. So I was happy to find one that you didn't need a ridiculous amount of hoppers for. Let me grab, I need a button. There we go. This button is to do the harvest. Obviously all of this is going to be cleaned up in the final product. But yeah, so I've already planted the first lot. That's all started to grow, but we still, oh, did not mean to fly out of there. Come on, let me up. There we go. We still need to put the water in the dispensers. Now I'm lighting it up with glowstone in each one just to avoid any mob spawns. Do that. Do that. And then one for you. So then what you'll do is that you'll go from minecart to minecart and you can actually reach all of the spots in the farm within the minecart. Now the furthest corner one over there is a little bit touch and go. It's a bit of a pain to try to get to. But once you've got the mark, if you just swing around and do all the 4 corners first, and then you can just spam them going along. And it doesn't take 2 moments to actually plant all of these. Now obviously layer by layer this is going to be extremely easy, all of them will be harvested at the same time. And good thing about this is that it's not redstone intensive at all. It is literally just 4 dispensers with water on every platform. So regards to the resource that you need to build it, apart from the soul sand, which is a bit of a pain, the minecarts, a bit of iron, and bows for the dispensers being a little bit of a pain. But let's see if we can hop out here to, where's our lava side? Is it you? There we go. Need to put the water in these ones so I can show you it working. Now what will happen is that the water will wash it down to the minecart. The majority of it will drop straight through the minecart, straight through the other minecarts, and down into our hoppers to be picked up. But a lot of it will actually get caught on the minecarts themselves, so you've got to make sure that you've got a few inventory slots free to pick up the harvest after you've done it. Now this will be activated from the top. So this button here will obviously be linked up to a level or button right at the top there. We'll press it to wash them all out, so do that. And the redstone behind it, redstone torch towers, very, very simple. All the water goes down, washes all of the Netherwart into this section down here. As you can see, it's all dropping onto the hopper now, getting collected. And literally, that's all the redstone there is to it. So you just put it on to harvest, turn off the water sources, they all then switch back off. And then you can just hop through, and then you could pick up the remainder of the Netherwart that obviously it hasn't picked up. Now, let's see. It's got a couple of bar torches from up there as well. So yeah, so that's how simple it is. Literally, we're going to have about 10 layers of it, and each layer is 7 by 7 minus the 1. So that would be 63 spots of planting on each platform times 10. So 630 plantable spots of Netherwarts for an 11 by 11 area underneath the ground. Very simple redstone mechanics behind it, as you saw, and it's extremely easy to. It's very lazy, to be honest with you. The ones that I came up with before this, it was quite a lot of manual work, but this one, there's no risk of any mobs or explosions in here as long as you've got the glowstone, and you don't really have to try to walk around on the soul sand, so you just go layer by layer. The only thing you've got to make sure to do is you do the corners first. You start from the corner first all the time, because otherwise you'll end up with, if I just show you, if you don't start from a corner, if you end up like that, you won't be able to plant one in that corner now, because them two hitboxes will stop you. But yeah, even if you can't be asked to plant them in the corner, you're slowly minusing 4 spots from each one. They grow relatively quickly, and the whole reason for my Netherwart farm is that I want to start using the red nether bricks. So I'm quite happy with this design. But what I will go ahead and do is crack the rest of the, I think it's another 8 layers. I'm hoping 8. I think it's maybe going to be 7 though, so maybe 9 layers in total. And then we'll have a building at the top with an elevator kicking all the Netherwart up to the top. And then the good thing about this is that this minecart elevator in the center is going to be our way in and out of the whole thing. So yeah, it's very quick, easy, and efficient. But I'll bring you back once it's all done and dusted, once we've got all the layers in, ready for the first harvest, so you can see the return on it. As you can see from that first one, the bottom patch had grown, and we got an extra return of about a stack and a half easily off of that. So yeah, once I've cracked out the rest of the layers, I'll bring you back for the final show and tell. So I'll see you back shortly. Alright. And we're back, guys. Now, honestly, this is the second time I've started recording the end section of this episode. The first demonstration of the farm fully working definitely did not go to plan, not to mention that my maths was wildly inaccurate. 7 times 7 is not 63, it's 49, clearly. For some reason I was doing 7 times 9, I think it was when I was working out how much concrete I needed. And yeah, so my calculations were slightly off. So 7 times 7 is 49. 49, I've done all 10 layers now. So that's 490 minus the 10 center points. So 480 planted plots of Netherwart, which is a fair amount. Also went ahead and put in a glass item elevator. Obviously, I've got to change out the floor, and I'm tempted to move it back by 1 so then I can have double chests, but after I built it, I only had room for single chests, and to be honest with you, I really couldn't be asked to replace them. Now, I had to change up the redstone, because unfortunately, with the console mechanics, when you harvest so many crops at one time, it can only register so much at any one point. And I'm not sure if you've noticed it with massive farms, especially using water to harvest. If because it was going simultaneously, it was harvesting every platform at the exact same time, you was getting a very small amount. So the first time I done it, I barely got enough to actually replant the entire farm. But then I'll show you the redstone after I sleep away this night, otherwise mobs will start spawning. There we go.
Now what I've had to do is that I've done the delay circuit going all the way around. Rather than delaying each level, I've just delayed every individual dispenser. So what will happen is it will run round here, and I've got a repeater before and after every dispenser on a 4 tick delay. So I believe that's is it 1.2 or 1.6 seconds in between every one that will dispense. But yeah, let me just see if I've got any in here, because I think I moved it all to our main storage. The first half has to be done. Now the second issue I'm running into is where we've got the ladders holding up the mine carts. Where it's harvesting, it's getting caught on the ladders themselves. So what I may have to do is go through, replace all the mine carts and the ladders with signs. So I don't think signs have a hitbox that will stop things from falling down. I know it will prevent water from going down, but it shouldn't stop the Netherwart from falling down. But I'll quickly give you a demonstration now. We've got nothing in our inventory, so you should see how full it gets after it harvests. Is that a saving spike? Yes, it is. So as you can hear, all the dispensers going off one by one. We'll let them finish going off, and then we'll just fall through, and we'll pick up half a ton of Netherwart on our way down. Now only so many Netherwart will actually get fed through, as you can see, but it's going straight through to a dispenser behind that wall, which is sending it up the item elevator. Now once the water's here, you know that it's been fully harvested, but as you can see, the Netherwart's there just floating on top of the ladder. Now let's just quickly spam through, pick up the rest of the Netherwart that didn't get dropped. And yeah, as you can see, it's quite efficient actually, and that's not including the ones that actually did go down into the hopper. And another saving spike. Come on. Let's throw these Netherwarts in here. Now I'm not too sure. I'm fairly sure that it's feeding through to the centre one. As you can see, they're all still popping up. And I've just got a little water stream at the top that leads into the hoppers behind them, and then they'll feed down to the bottom chest first. But yeah, it is extremely efficient and it works extremely well. First of all, we need to turn this back off. It takes a little bit of time to replant it all, but with the safety and security of just going in the minecart elevator, being able to plant it in every spot is extremely handy also. Does this elevator stop now? Yes, I think it does. Okay, so that's nearly half a double chest. Grab these bits. And yeah, so nearly half a double chest for the harvest, and I think it takes, it's just shy of a stack to replant each platform, so it's roughly about 7 stacks, so that is 6, 7. So per harvest, that's how much Netherwart we're going to be getting, and it's not a complicated farm, it's very simple as you can see. Now, obviously I still need to build a building around it, but as for the farm itself, it's working exactly as intended now. The first demonstration that I done, you wouldn't believe how many things went wrong. It's like the saving spike caused all the dispensers sort of hesitate and then all activate right at the same point, which means the yield of the harvest was ridiculously low, and I barely had enough Netherwart to replant. But rerouting the redstone and delaying each dispenser like this works perfectly fine. It is a little bit more redstone intensive than the first sort of design that I showed you with just the redstone torch towers, but in the end, yeah, definitely worth it. So I think that's going to do it for today anyway. Next episode, instead of hitting our project chest or our project dispenser, I think we're actually going to work on building just a building around this first of all, and then probably another couple of little houses, because the villagers that we've got wandering around actually have nowhere to go because there's no doors placed at the moment. and they're just aimlessly sort of wandering around. I think one of them's wandered over to that gate. He seems to run back and forth into the breeder and sorter. We've got a couple that's legged it off over that way. I'm not sure if they're still alive, and our librarians are still jamming inside our storage room. But yeah, as for today, yeah, that's right. As for today, I think that's going to do it. And hopefully, you've enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you're a first time viewer, please consider subscribing for future Minecraft content, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye bye.